Alright guys, so it looks like GGG nerfed another one of my builds, the last one being the Warbringer that was using the second wind 3 healing on no cooldown way back in, I think it was 0.3, and I kind of understood that, but at the same time I was surprised they targeted that because it didn't feel like the most overpowered thing, and here, I mean, they changed the way the Black Flame Ring functions so that the chaos damage ignites you inflict check if you are dealing chaos damage rather than fire damage. And I mean, I guess it's warranted. I mean, was there some overpowered interaction when chaos damage ignites were dealt with fire damage? I mean, I guess, other than my own, but still, it required a bit of setup for us to do that damage. And yeah, I mean, as of this hotfix, you can no longer deal chaos damage ignites as an Avatar Fire build. A little strange. What's mostly annoying to me is this. In the patch note, it clearly talks about the Black Flame Covenant Keystone passive, not the Black Flame Ring, by the way, which specifically says Ignite inflicted with fire spells deals chaos damage instead of fire damage, and the rest of the wording on that Keystone passive's tooltip also refers to fire spells specifically. So I'm confused because all of this stuff says it affects fire spells, not skills. And none of the skills I was using on the Smith of Katava Avatar Fire build are considered spells. So why are we affected by this change? Usually GGG is pretty good about their wording here, but this isn't making a lot of sense to me. Honestly, I just thought the Black Flame Ring was functioning as intended. Like, I thought they had the cool idea to allow fire damage users to dish out chaos damage ignites, being able to just, you know, utilize 2 different damage types in a build, but I guess they want chaos damage ignites to be dealt by chaos damage? I mean, okay, I guess. It's a little less interesting in my opinion, but maybe I'm just being salty. I just thought the point of the ring was to allow fire damage to deal chaos damage in that way. Anyways, apologies to all of you that got hype over dealing chaos damage ignites on that Smith of Katava build. It is still very strong though, and I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so I wanted to give you a few options you could pursue to keep those hardcore ignites rolling. So I think one of the best options is, and this is only if you are a hardcore armor stacker, but it's going to be the War Banner, and we can run this instead of Withering Presence since we are no longer using the Black Flame Ring. But when you slap down a War Banner socketed with Refraction 3, you get an elemental exposure effect that's applied to all the targets / the boss in the radius of the War Banner, and its magnitude, the exposure's magnitude is based on your armor rating, up to a maximum of like 80% elemental exposure, which is insane, obviously. You don't even need to hit that maximum for it to do a lot of work for you, but I mean, yeah, this will get you some very strong ignites, much like the ones we were seeing before this change, and it would just help with clearing against like fire-resistant mobs and stuff like that. So again, don't worry about hitting the 80% maximum. That'll be really nice at some point. You need something crazy like 80k armor though, so I just recommend this option only if you're stacking a bit of armor. Another thing you can do is simply socket a skill with fire exposure. I mean, it's a bit of a band-aid, but it does do the job and will actually do some noticeable work on bosses that aren't gold tier fire resistance. So yeah, I mean, you can throw this into something like Sunder, since if you're following my build, we're using that skill right before our shield wall combos anyway. Or maybe something like Resonating Shield, and even at just like the measly 10% exposure inflicts, you do notice a like noticeable ignite damage difference. So yeah, it could be worth it. And honestly, maybe we just go back to Fire Penetration too. I think now that we can no longer rely on Withering Presence and Black Flame to help us cut through fire resistance, I think I may just socket this support gem back into like Shield Wall and Fortifying Cry, which cranks up your hit damage like crazy on a high fire resist target. And subsequently, the higher hit will inflict a stronger ignite, even though these ignites still experience the full brunt of the target's fire resistance. I think this is likely the most practical workaround, definitely the easiest at least. As you can see here, we hit the same gold tier fire resist boss way harder with Fire Penetration 2 socketed, and the subsequent ignite damage is dealt faster, again, than the previous attempt. Alright everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video since a lot of you were likely finding that Nebulok Smith of Katava build, of which I've updated considering the nerfs and the hotfix. Check that 0.5 Nebulok endgame tab. And myself, I'm currently playing around with Fire Penetration 2 again, but also socketing in War Banner in weapon set 2, since you can build Glory for that skill in either weapon set, and I just, you know, slap it down when I need to. Anyways, I just didn't want to leave you guys hanging because this build is super strong. You just have to pivot a little bit. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I'll see you next time.